Here, Secretary Geithner. I guess I have a long-term projection sort of question. You did speak of surplus. I was wondering, in your opinion, all things considered, when do you think the United States will be able to regain its surplus? Thank you.
Its budget surplus?
Yes.
You know, I know it sounds terrible to say it this way, but that's not the right objective for the government. You know, government is not like a family. It's not like a business, even. It's different in that context. So we think about a family as typically having to balance its budget, and businesses over time, of course, have to generate enough revenues to do that. But for a government, it's perfectly reasonable to borrow at a modest level income to finance things that improve the long-term growth potential of the country. And there are things governments have to do, only governments can do. You know, education is one of those things. National security is one of those things. Infrastructure has a substantial public good component to it. There's a range of other things. This is your profession, not mine. And in recessions, you know, you have to run deficits. You know, when the private sector pulls back in a crisis like we saw, the only way through that, you can't sit there and let it burn itself out. The only way through that is for the government temporarily to expand, to borrow. So, of course, over the long run, you want to run rough balance, so you have some room to do those kind of things. But for the next decade or so, the more modest objective we have is the right objective, which is to get to what we call primary balance, which is your revenues balance, cover your expenditures except for interest. If you do that, then the debt will start declining as a share of the economy. That's the right objective for the near term.